Peace everyone, my name is Inaya, also known as the Afriqueen Artist, and today I want to share a very special series that I've been working on. It's called the Afrikan Chakra Series. And what happened was I was inspired by the book called Connecting to Spirit by Shola Arewa, which is where I got most of my inspiration and information. But essentially, what birthed this project was, as of now, I feel as though I'm going through, no, I absolutely am going through a rebirth, if you will. So there's a lot of looking inward, there's a lot of looking outward and just reflecting and trying to heal and move forward to really be the best version of myself. And some of you may be familiar with the chakra system. If not, I'm going to be going through each one of my paintings and kind of giving like a little brief synopsis and background to the design and also to the chakra itself. But essentially all you really need to know about chakras is that it's a system that is based on energy. And the idea is that there are 7 major energy centers inside of our body that are constantly spiraling, right? You have one at the root, the bottom of the pelvis. You have one, the sacral, that's inside of the pelvis. You have the solar plexus, which is right here, like in your abdomen area, and all of these things are like actually like on your spine, but anyway. So solar plexus, you move up to your heart, move up to your throat, move up to your third eye, and then there's a crown chakra. And this painting actually right here is the crown chakra, the one that is above. It's outside of the body. It's the only energy center that's outside of the body. Why do we have energy centers? Everything in life is energy. We are all made of energy. If you go down to the very root of our being, the root of our core, what we are made of, little atoms, those are literally balls of energy in the tiniest form, right? So the idea of having these energy centers is that each one of these centers represent kind of like a different part of the process of creation, because we are all creators, right? Energy is constantly moving, it's constantly creating. So if we are energy, then it makes sense that we are always creating, and not just procreation and creating another human child, but creating our future, creating artwork, creating a project, creating community. Whatever it is, we are creating something. And when we are in that space where we are constantly creating, we're living a life, and we wake up every day inspired, that is the idea. We feel healthy, we feel vibrant, we feel open, we feel happy, we feel grounded, right? And all of that comes from doing work, taking an internal look at inside of ourselves to make sure that our energy centers are properly rotating. They work together as a system, and it goes, I keep going like this because it goes all the way up. It starts down, foundation, comes all the way up to the crown, and then it still goes all the way back down. So it's a cycle. It goes around and around, up and down. But what happens is, in our journey, sometimes we may come into certain experiences that need healing, and if we don't take that proper time to heal, they're like and this can be a traumatic experience. Like, it can be a super traumatic experience, or it can be something super small, but it's recorded in our subconscious as a trauma, and we're not able to process it unless we make an intention to do that. But what happens is, if it is left unhealed, or it is left unaddressed, one of these energy centers are going to block. One of these energy centers is going to block. And what happens when an energy center is blocked? The rotation gets messed up. And then what does that mean when our rotation gets messed up and it gets hard to flow energy? You can imagine we're not as vibrant, we're not as happy, we're not as grounded, we feel floaty, we feel, all of these different emotions. We don't know what's going on, we feel lost, we feel chaos, right? Because something is off. Our energy is not in alignment with what it is that we know that it can be. So that's why this series was very, very, very personal to me as I was creating it, and something that was super beautiful that I noticed. This wasn't a series where I just like popped it out in one day, like bam. The series consists of 7 different 16 by 20 canvases. Each one is related to each of the 7 major chakras. And what I noticed as I was painting each one, it was directly in correspondence with that part of the process in my real life, right? So it was like when I was finding that grounding space for me, like creating those affirmations, like, okay, I'm ready for change, right? When I made that moment, that's when I first started working on the root chakra, right? The very first series, or the very first painting in this series, when I said, all right, I am ready for a change. I am ready to do something differently. I am not satisfied anymore. I would like to explore something new, right? So that's what started the root chakra. Then I moved up into the sacral chakra, and now it's time to be reborn. It's time to shed away all of the things that are no longer going to serve me in the place where I say that I want to go next, right? And then I just continued to go up the chakras, and it was right on time. Everything happened right on time. Every single painting I do, like I might have painted my sacral chakra, and then I meditated on that. I meditated on what a rebirth is, right? What are the things that I'm gonna have to let go? And that was a process that took a week and a half. You know what I mean? Like it was directly connected with my healing process as a human being. And then it was also a part of my artistic journey, right? As a creator, as an artist. So it's very, very special to me. And I'd like to share it. I'd like to share a little bit of what I've learned, and just kind of like give you a breakdown of where I was at in my head as I was creating each one. And as I'm explaining that, for those who are not familiar with the chakras, and for those who are familiar with the chakras, you'll be able to get a better idea of exactly what they are, and how they relate to our process, how they relate to our journey. So yes, I look forward to sharing with you, so stay tuned. Okay, peace.